Hey, my HCG family, it's Mimi. I'm trying to do this again because the sound is piercing. So when I listen to it, it just doesn't sound right. So anyway, I am checking in to let you know what's been going on. As I last vlogged, I think I talked about going and having a colonic hydrotherapy done, which my first appointment was Tuesday morning. And it was stressful because you don't know what to expect. But the lady was, I really like her, really nice, very knowledgeable, and put you at ease, very comfortable because she knows how everybody gets stressed out. And that was very private. It's, you're not exposed or anything like that. So that was very good. Very good to know. First session was pretty rough because you're already stressed out. So to subject your body to something that it's not painful, it's just the unexpected, it's the unknown. And so anyway, I went through it and I survived. I got home. It was for about like an hour. I got home and I was totally wiped out. I mean, just the stress was enough. And so Wednesday, my stomach was so swollen. I wasn't as sore on my stomach as I thought I would be because she massages your stomach and pushes on your stomach, and she's trying to get everything all loosened up. So I wasn't sore. Like sometimes, I don't know if you've ever gotten a massage or something. They do a deep tissue massage and you feel like you've been, beat up with a baseball bat. It wasn't anything like that. It was just, I was just bloated. I felt so fat and so miserable. It's like my stomach was swollen. And I actually had called because you have to do, they want you to do 2 sessions and not less than 48 hours because it kind of gives the water an extra, to have that extra time to, if there is anything there with the toxins, with pockets, if you've gone through your life and you've had problems and never addressed those problems, which I have, even in my teenage years. And our family just never talked about it. Well, nobody really talks about it, except if you're the generation before that. I mean, it was just like, everybody got enemas. And the older generation, like my great-grandmother and even my grandmother, I always remember seeing one of them red bags hanging up on the bathroom door. It's like, that was just there. Everybody had one of those red bags, and I never really did know too much about what they were. So she was, really good, very knowledgeable, and definitely made me feel comfortable. I went in again today, and not as much stress because I know what to expect. It wasn't as long. A lot more pressure, and it went well. I did tell her that, of course, I had been on a protocol. I talked to her a little bit about HCG, and she said that's funny that she'd mentioned that. Now since I came in Tuesday, she told me today that she's had 2 other people. She said, since you mentioned it, she said, I've had 2 other people talk about being on HCG. She said that it was so funny. And so she asked me a little bit about the protocol, and I told her, and I said, I have been, on this protocol since January. So my food intake and not a whole lot of toxins, but if there's anything that's up there that's been there for years and years and years, I mean, hopefully doing this, that helped. So she asked me how I was feeling, and I told her, I said Tuesday when I got home, I said I was just exhausted. I mean, I was just wore out just from the stress. And Wednesday, I woke up and I felt fat. I just felt miserable. Not only did I feel it, I actually went up. Today, I got up and I weighed 184.4. And so that was kind of discouraging. The day before, I weighed 184. Then, so it's actually even before my appointment, I think I was at 184.4. Then the next day I was 184, and then today I woke up at 184.4. So I don't know what's going on. I didn't have any, the carbs that I have was on that Ezekiel bread that we made homemade pizzas, which were absolutely delicious. And we had those 2 days in a row. We had them on Sunday and Monday. They were so good, we had them again. And we just had sun-dried tomatoes and onions and red bell pepper, feta cheese, fresh mozzarella cheese, fresh herbs from my garden. I'm trying to think, what else? And asparagus on there. My husband grilled all of that first, and then we chopped it up and put it on there with a little bit of pizza sauce. I found Mayo's pizza sauce that didn't actually have a whole lot of, didn't have sugar added to it, didn't have corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup. So we got that, and I gotta tell you, and I woke up the next day, which was, I think it was Sunday, and no, it was Monday, and really, TMI, really went to the restroom very, very well. So I don't think my system was as backed up that I thought it might be over the years, and apparently after today it didn't seem so much that it was. I did tell her that I was doing a vegetable juice and putting an apple in there, and I said I still my stomach gets a little bit swollen, and she thought it might be the apple. She said, if you're using an apple for sweetness, which really it's not sweet because my husband likes Granny Smith apples, but she said the pectin in the apple might bother me, so to try to do it, if I'm going to use it for sweetness, to use like strawberries or a berry, which when you're juicing the vegetables, you hardly get a whole lot out of the strawberries. Now if you're going to do a smoothie, that's a different story. So anyway, the next one that I had, I didn't put the apple in it, but a lot of the beets that we put in there kind of helps, and carrots with the sweetness. So, and I noticed my stomach didn't get bloated, so I think I'm going to, cut back on the apple, and it kind of got me thinking about, I didn't do as many apples on these 2 rounds that I did when I went on HCG the first time. So, and I think I'm also going to try too. I think I'm going to do like grapefruit and maybe an orange instead of the apple too when I go back on phase 2 when I do my next round, and see how I do with the grapefruit. See how that affects my body, and it helps with my metabolism. So anyway, today I stopped at the store after my therapy, and I got a rotisserie chicken. Instead of doing a steak day, I went ahead and got a rotisserie chicken and ate that all day. The whole Friday, just finished it off like about 7:30. Wasn't very big chicken, but it was enough to where I was just kind of grossed out. And I ate a couple of pieces of chocolate delight, which I need to make me a new batch. She also said, too, with the swelling and bloated, she said, your body is going to hold on to this water for right now because your organs, when you do this, because it's a hydrotherapy, colonic, when you do that, it just absorbs in your colon part of it, will hold on to that water, and it causes it just to swell in your intestines. So, she said that's going to make you feel like you're fat. You're going to be retaining that water. So, take my glasses off. So that was good to hear. You do pee a lot too afterwards. Now, you think that after you have something like that done, you think you're going to go home and you're just going to be at the pot all day, and it is nothing like that. When you leave there, she did more, if you feel like that you have to go, if you feel any pressure, she said, don't let it fool you to think that maybe it's just something that it's not. Make sure you wait until you get home or go to the restroom. So, but it wasn't like that at all. I didn't have that problem, and I didn't even today. So hopefully tomorrow, after my body has released some of this water, and hopefully just doing the rotisserie chicken and just eating that and drinking a little bit of water, and I think I've had a small cup. I've had a cup of coffee, a literal 1 cup of coffee, not a mug coffee, but just a cup of coffee. Enough on the coffee, okay? So I'm hoping that I, get back down to at least 183.2, which seems to be like the set weight. My husband was like, you don't need to be stressing out. You don't need to be stressing out. So I said, I'm not stressing out. I'm just staying on top of it, because the last time the first time I was on HCG, I lied to myself. I was in denial, and unfortunately, I stopped weighing myself, and before you know it, I was going by how my clothes felt, and then before I know it, if you're not going anywhere, if you're not leaving the house, I can spend all day in my pajamas half the time. Why? I don't have that many clothes anyway since I stopped working. I had a bunch of dress clothes, and so I didn't have a whole lot of just leisure. So the one leisure clothes I do have, I had gained weight and wasn't able to fit in them. I had gained the weight back that I had lost back in 2010. So I don't want that to happen. So yeah, I'm going to stay on top of it and find out. And I know my body fluctuates, and I know we're women. Plus, it's the end of the month. And I've had cramps more than usual. I don't have a uterus, but I do have my ovaries, and seems like my left ovary works overtime. I don't know. We will see. So, other than that, I'm doing good. I have not. The sugars I've had, I did make a salad dressing with some olive oil, and I used honey in it to sweeten. I used a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some honey and mustard. I'm trying to think if there's, besides Ezekiel, I think yesterday, too, I ate too many cashews. I don't know. If I'm not careful, I find where I'm stuffing these cashews in my mouth, and I'm hardly done chewing, the 2 or 3 before I'm already putting some in. So I had to put those up, and I thought, I don't know why I'm doing that. That's just, you know how when you eat popcorn, you're just, you grab a whole hand of it and you're like, and put it all in there, and it's like, before you're done chewing it. But for some reason, cashews, I'm not paying attention. I don't do that with almonds. I don't know what it is, but I just noticed that. I'm trying to really pay attention when I'm eating and how I'm eating. And why was I stuffing my face with these nuts? The only thing I can think of is because it is the end of the month, and I was just, wanting to snack. And I think cashews are really good for you too. Most nuts are really good for you, but you have to be careful with anything that you're shoving down your gullet and you're not really paying attention, or you're not chewing your food properly before you're already ramming something else down your throat. So anyway, I had that done. I had colonic hydrotherapy. I would advise anyone to have one at least once, just to clean out the toxins, just to really clean yourself out, so that way you don't have any question of anything that's kind of lingering, that's up there, that has been up there, especially for anybody that has struggled with constipation over the years. And if you have put your body through some serious abuse with some poor foods, soft drinks and just junk food in general, to have that done. She said she has a lot of people that come in and they do that in, like, after the first of the year, they'll do like a winter cleaning, and then they'll come in and do a spring cleaning or something like that. So I don't know if I'll go back. I told her it would really be a good thing to do before you went back on HCG. It's like just to get everything cleaned out, and then you're on the protocol, and you've got this small amount of food that you're eating, not toxins that you're putting, in your body, especially if you've quit, drinking soft drinks and all that kind of stuff, and eating a lot of gluten. And so I'm feeling I'm now starting to run down. I did one before. I told you I did a vlog. I've done a couple of them and not uploaded them, and I just don't know why I do that. So I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I think on the other one I wanted to, tell Gina Mac to hang in there, and I hope, I hope what she's going through pass. I know we all I find it very difficult to vlog sometimes, because I feel like, well, what am I talking about? Does anybody really care? It's just stupid, But I'm glad that Gina, that she vlogged, because that's what we're here for. So Gina and Miss Andy, who else did I listen to? I kind of picked up on Andy here. We have a girl that's changed her name. Rilla A.G.I. Gibson. It's Rilla Gibson. So I look forward to her doing another vlog too. Miss Sandy, I still haven't heard from her, and that's just, but people, I've there's a lot of important things in life, for sure. And this is a big community and very supportive. I've got some new peeps, and I need to go through those and check y'all out and subscribe back to you. I just appreciate that. And I hope everybody is just doing well. I hope that releasing and maintaining, and I'm just ready to wake up tomorrow. And I did check earlier today when I got home and checked my ketones, and of course there was nothing. And then I waited later on, I guess it was about 7. I thought I'm going to check again since I've only ate this chicken, and so there was a trace of ketones. So maybe tomorrow I will have got back down to 183. I'm hoping to start, we take our trip here in June, and when I get back, maybe starting and doing round 3, doing a short round, and we'll see. Oh, Steph Ely, that girl can she release, or what? If there was a competition on who can release the fastest and the mostest, it's that girl. I've never seen anybody gets on there and, I mean, she literally, her first round almost did 1 pound. 1 pound a day. That's marvelous. Marvelous. So congrats to you, Miss Steph. So, y'all have a good evening. Big hug to my HCG family. Night.